We're all kind of hoarders, like we just want to have and have and have. Hey, what's up guys? I am John Fitzgerald, sustainable fashion designer. So why does slow fashion matter? It's better for the social impact that it has on us, but also on the people around us. It doesn't destroy our environment as much as fast fashion do impact. Ethical treatment to those creating a safe environment to work in, and also fair wage and better working environment. And another important thing, slow fashion, it's better made, and we'll have like timeless designs, and we'll love our garments, and we'll keep it for longer because it's so greatly made, and it will have more value to us. So our connection with our clothing will be way deeper. So look at like vintage, all these vintage clothing that people are like really demanding now and reselling and are of higher value. If you've ever touched a piece of garment that's vintage, you can already feel the difference between that which was made then and which is made now. Like the quality is just so different. So why not go back to that slow fashion design, that handmade design, that craftsmanship that we love so much? That's, to me, that's just so thrilling to have like a garment that is made by hand, perfectly thought out, made for you, one of one, like. And that's why I'm into this business. You might be sitting here listening to me yapping and yapping, right? How can I start my journey? I am on a low budget. I think that everyone should clean out their closet. I did that a few years ago. I just cleaned out my whole closet, looked first of all of what I was wearing and what I wasn't wearing. And what I found out was that what ended up in my washing machine on a weekly rotation was always the same clothes. They were just clothes that I was just not wearing. It means that I didn't really have an affection for those clothes, and I didn't really love them. So more than half, I believe, everyone's closet has maybe 70% of clothing that we really actually don't like. We just have them because we're all kind of hoarders, like we just want to have and have and have. So we need to get away from that sickness, clean out our closet, look at what we have and what we're actually using. Maybe there's a hole in a garment that you really love and you haven't worn for months because there's a hole in it. Well, use needle and thread and fix it up, patchwork, do something with it if you really love the garment. So what I'm trying to say is, clean out your closet and put aside the clothing that you love and the clothing that you do not love as much. Another way to get into slow fashion, if you cannot sew or whatever, and you're thinking about buying a new garment, go to thrift stores, go to secondhand stores. There are beautiful things that people are tossing out that are very good. The slowest fashion, and understand this, the slowest, most ethical, most sustainable fashion there is using garments that are already there. The reproduction of garments, for example, if you're, you want to get cotton or organic cotton, or which is more sustainable or circular. Actually, the most circular is not even starting the process to have that cotton. Not even starting the process. So the most circular, the most sustainable is using what's already there. That is why I'm saying going to thrift store, secondhand store, like the clothing are already there. The only thing is they've been used. Go to a thrift store, a secondhand store, and get those garments. That allows us not to create a new garment, so the demand will be lower, right? So just shop at secondhand stores and thrift stores if you want to partake in this slow fashion movement. Another way to partake in the slow fashion movement is buy less and choose better, right? We don't need all these things. Like, there's so many commercials out there, buying. We don't need all of that. We don't need all these stuff. So just choose to buy less. And when you buy, choose quality. That you might be looking for a t-shirt and you see a t-shirt and one is like $2. I understand, it's the economic, it's terrible. I mean, prices are sky high. But a $2 t-shirt probably won't last you as long as a t-shirt that's probably $20 or $30. So, and me saying that, I'm listening to myself, things are badly made. So maybe a $20 t-shirt might even be as worse as a $2 t-shirt. Who knows? But you can feel the quality, you can feel the garment, and check and feel and pull and do all of that stuff to see what happens. And if you don't know, ask someone who actually has sense of garments, how they're made. And you can just flip around your garments and look inside and see what's badly made and what's not badly made. And I think you can even do that with garments that you have. Like if you have a t-shirt laying around that you've had for decades, and I mean decades, flip that inside out and see what's the difference between that and one that's that you've had for weeks and it's already broken. Like compare, and then use the comparison or the experience that you've had to buy your new garment. Another way is support ethical brands. Like there are a lot of slow fashion brands coming up, including mine, which will be out soon. I'll keep you guys posted. But ethical brands that are coming out, I mean, support them. They might cost a little bit more. But they're better, they're longer. So don't look at, it's costing more now. In the long run, it's gonna last you longer. Let me give you a story. I used to buy shoes, like dress shoes, right? And I used to buy the cheapest dress shoes. So were dress shoes like for 15 euros, which is a little more than $15. And I used to go out and I just bought dress shoes. And then what I noticed was I was buying dress shoes every 3 months. And it's not because my feet are big or I'm treating them bad. No, I'm like really taking care of them. But they're just like the side would go off and, there'll be like a rip in it. And it wasn't like I was walking on unpaved roads. I'm, just walking normally, like normal conditions and treating them good. But they'll just break. And I couldn't understand why. And I couldn't understand. So I went to the store and explained, like, I'm in my third dress shoes, like what's happening. And then the owner of the store, or one of the people working there, not the owner, one of the people working there, because it was just like one of the, cheap stores. They're telling me, well, these shoes they're not leather. They're just like made of, I didn't have any idea, right? Back then I didn't have any idea about products. And quality and material. So they were like, yeah, this material is not so good, so it won't last you that long. You might have a better chance looking at a leather shoes. So I looked at the price for leather shoes, was so high. I was like, okay, I can't afford this right now. But I saved and saved. I could afford the leather shoes, and I bought the leather shoes. And I know there are people out there like, oh, leather, animal, it's not good, blah 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 blah. We can talk about that another time. But these shoes lasted me way longer. What's better, like buying a shoes every 3 months or buying one that I still have? Like I can still show you guys the pair of shoes. Look, so these have seen a lot of things. Like, yeah, they've seen weddings, networking events, dances, or any type of formal event. So what I'm saying is that it's better to pay a little more for something that will last a little longer, right? If you right now you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy this $2 t-shirt, but this $2 t-shirt, it will last you like a week or two, maybe. And something that's ethical, something that's better in quality will last you longer. So I really think about it, like I can't look into your wallet, I really can't. But like me, I couldn't afford a good shoe, but I saved and I have one that I still have 10 years later. So another way to start your slow fashion journey is swap or DIY, right? Do it yourself or swap. There are a lot of opportunities nowadays for people to swap garments, something that you're not wearing. They have like these events that they gather and you can swap clothing. So check that out online. Or DIY, make your own garments. So get a sewing machine. It might be a little more expensive, like, to get a sewing machine and teach yourself how to sew if you can. But if you can sew, make your own clothes. Like, there's nothing more fun than making a piece of garment that you actually wear, that you've made. And when people start saying, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, I've never seen it before. You're like, yeah, because it doesn't exist. There's only one. I created. So that's awesome. And that's why I love what I do. And that's why I'm on this mission to transform your closet, which is now probably fast fashion, to slow fashion. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm John Fitzgerald. I leave you with these 4 words: be more fearless. And if you liked and enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy this one somewhere right here.